Got a little nice heat. Hey, you know, you can tell where we're at in practice. Our, kind of intense, or our enthusiasm was not there, but I was really happy with our intensity. I guess to say the guys kind of learned how to focus. And I thought for the first day using the headsets, there's some operational things that we need to clean up as a staff. Kind of, it's really, the first full run with everybody here that we've done. And, we had a couple where we were a little late getting some calls in, so we've got to clean that up, obviously, and I know we will. And, I thought from the offensive side of the ball, we moved the ball really well. We threw the ball efficiently, had some explosive plays. Was really happy with, Lou Greenwood came up with some plays. I thought Hansley and Vaden, for young guys, have kind of stepped to the plate a little bit. And then we had consistent play thereafter at the wide receiver spot. We held Chris. I've seen what he can do. He'll be full go tomorrow, but I didn't think we needed to do that. So we got Donnell some snaps. Tommy Morris on that ankle pushed it, got some quality reps, and then Woodbury, and then Joe Brown, who you're going to see in the statistics. We used him in some passing situations as a protector, and then he had some carries as well. So it's kind of neat to see that big guy kind of running in there.
See your emergency tailback?
He became the emergency tailback, and you know what? I'm kind of excited to see the film because it looked like he made a couple pretty good cuts, and he does know how to run behind his pads.
Coach, what's going on with Momo?
Momo has a little bit of an ankle. He's had a reoccurrent. I think he broke an ankle a couple years ago or something. And Terry thought it'd be best that we held him out, which I'm fine. Those guys that have played, I kind of know what they can do. I think it's important we find out what the other guys can do. I thought Bernard Blake had a really good scrimmage as a DB, as a corner. And he needed to get as many reps as he could, and he got a lot. I think the safety showed up in the run game in some short yardage situations, came up and filled the hole, which is what we expect. And like I said, the defense had a couple low red area stops that was very encouraging in their heavy package.
How were your penalties, like you talked about yesterday, penalties, turnovers, how were they?
Well, we still need to work on it. I don't think, let's put it this way, we wouldn't have been the 98th penalized team in the country, based on how we played, but we still had 2 offsides. Actually, 2 on the offense and 2 on the defense in some hard snap situations, which are just lack of focus. I mean, those are unforced errors that good football teams don't make, and undisciplined. And so there's no excuse for that. And then we did have a delay game, where the clock ran out on us. So we've got to just be aware. The officials did a great job that were here with us today, and I think that really helped.
I wanted to see some stuff from the young guys, freshmen. How much was clarified to you today about who might play, who wouldn't play?
I think I really, until we really watch and analyze the video, I thought Kevin Davis stepped up and made some plays, from a young guy standpoint. We've already talked about the young safeties. I'm really excited about those guys, and Nick Januska has, I guess you guys are asking maybe about brand newcomers. I thought.
Well, even some of the redshirt freshmen. I mean, like Joe Koala, guys like that.
Yeah, it was hard for me to see D-line wise. I thought Shaq Walker looked like in the heavy package did a good job on the nose. And again, film will tell a little bit on that, but. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, and I'll know a little better after we watch it. But I thought those guys, let's put it this way, I think it didn't look like the game was too big for them. In other words, they belonged, so that's encouraging.
You mentioned explosive plays. Who was making explosive plays for you?
Well, Lou made a couple. Vaden and Hansley came up with a couple, which was really good to see. I don't know what Lee Clubb had catch-wise, but, he made a couple tough catches over the middle, which I was very encouraged. because he's kind of disappeared a little bit. You know, it's one of those deals where you know he's out there, but he hadn't showed up. And I think one of the things guys have to do is show up so they become relevant. And I thought he might have became relevant today.
So are you starting to find who you think are the guys that you need to get the ball in their hands, your playmakers?
I think we are. Obviously, you know, Charles Lovett is a guy that we feel, and he had some explosive plays. Now, he got cracked in the ribs pretty good, so we pulled him about midway through. And, you know, that'd be something that he's going to be sore, but he's going to have to deal with. I mean, that's part of the game. But he obviously showed that he's got juice, and that's good to see.
Is that maybe what helped some of these other receivers, was that he did get yanked, and so there's a little more opportunity for Hansley, Vaden, Clubb, guys like that?
Exactly, and it goes back to it. When given your opportunity, grab the flag and go make the best of it. And that's what they've got to understand. So this is your opportunity to, you know, to stand up and play. And show us that what value you bring to the organization.
Are there any other players that you held out? Any other players get injured today?
Injury-wise, okay. Well, the normal ones, Blake Jones, Elliott, who hasn't been. I'm just Woke, obviously, and Momo, right? You know, those were the.
And then Clubb would be the only one that got injured?
No,
Love it
with just the ribs. I mean, you know, play. You know, I mean, she's, you know, so I'm not, you know, it's not one of those. Let's put it this way: our injuries. It seems to be you guys always want to know injuries. I guess I don't get why, but I can talk about the guys that are playing, but. Our injuries are not other than Davon. You know, our injuries are those kind of injuries that are, you know, I mean, look, if we were playing a game today, Jake Levin probably still wouldn't have played with the concussion, just, you know, because of the nature of, you know, that injury, right? He'd be ready to next week because he actually has been running full speed and that kind of thing.
So Levin didn't play today then?
No. So the rest of them, if it was,
you feel good injury wise.
Yeah,
I mean,
if it was Saturday, they'd be playing.
Okay.
How'd you feel about the kicking game? That was,
you know,
you said you got the 3 guys still, and you're still testing them all.
And I just call him Kicker. Kicker 1. Okay, he's got a little bit of a sore leg, so we actually had Kicker 2 and 3.
Is Jared Kicker 1 maybe?
He was. Keenan actually kicked as well as Hayden Hunt, and then Pete did the punting. We didn't have an opportunity to get Keenan any punts today.
Pete was a guy that he wasn't real happy with his spring, so his numbers looked good last week.
I wasn't either.
Okay,
so that's 2 of us.
So are you happier now after what you've seen?
No, he's his consistency. He's one of those guys that. You know, I mean, hey, look, after you hit a bad shot in golf, you can't dwell on it. You just got to come back and hit another one.
That's
he let it affect him, you know, and so I haven't, you know, I think he's figured out how to kind of drop the bad stuff and let's get the good karma going.
Earlier in the week, you mentioned that the offense was swimming a little bit. Did you see a little bit more?
A lot better. And I think a lot of that had to do is I think the offensive staff did a great job of kind of narrowing down per personnel group, you know, putting the main play, the brother-in-law, and then the sister play in, so those guys understood and they weren't kind of, you know what I'm getting, in new spots. So it's kind of more from like a game, and it happens like that when you put a game plan in. You're going to put some, you know, different personnel grouping, formation type plays things, even though you're running up front the same plays. It's the alignment factor and then the details of where I need to be. And so as you put a plan in for the week, you know, usually Monday it's a little, you know, Tuesday it gets a little better, Wednesday you kind of shave everything off and put what you're going to do, and then by Thursday you got it kind of handled, and I thought they did a good job with that.
You made an interesting comment at the start. You said emotionally not where you wanted them, but the intensity they were. That's kind of an odd combo.
I was really happy because guys, this has been a camp on these guys that they've never gone through. From all the things we're asking them to do throughout everything from, look, if your locker isn't the way it's supposed to be, you got issues, okay? So all the little details that force you to create good habits in your life. So they're all things that you know, this is new to them, and I think what they're starting to understand is if they take care of all those type of things, the game really is easy. And so I think they're starting to get it.
You talked a little bit about the communication. This was new for your coaches too, and their new staff working with each other in a game type situation. Do you think by Thursday this was valuable so that Thursday you'll see a cleaner between you guys?
Absolutely. And you know, even like guys, you kind of take this for granted, but I didn't even know how to operate these because this is a different set of you know, with all the buttons. You know, I mean, there's those kind of things too that you know, it's you get used to hitting a certain button, or you know, no, that's a reverse button, you know, or whatever, right?
So you just throw them down and use your cell phone at one point?
Yeah, right.
Starts an
Damn it, I'm just calling Dave.
Yeah, right. Oh, shoot, we've had 7 pizzas ordered. But, no, so it'll be good because now we'll be able to sit down and like, hey, where do we need to clean up our communications? And I tell you what I was really happy with is the organization of the personnel groupings on and off the field, which had, you know, when we first kind of started, it would have been an issue.
You have a better idea of your roster moving forward now. You said this scrimmage would give you an idea.
I think tomorrow, you know, we'll get it looked at, you know, at least 6 times, kind of between grading it, between analyzing the situations, between, you know, I mean, so I think we'll have a pretty good idea as far as where we're at that way as we head forward to kind of, you know, some more scout team work.